Hi, how's it going, guys? It's Johani again. Just going to show you around Malcolm Douglas Crocodile Park. It's not open just yet. I'm actually not supposed to be working here today, but Emma's working here today down in the shop, and I think I had nothing better to do, so I thought I'd come in to just have a walk around, kill some time, because I like being here. Check that out. How's that for an awesome entrance? Woo! So I'll take you for a bit of a walk around inside, show you a little bit inside of the museum here, and then we'll go back out into the actual park. This book here right next to the doorway is a bit of a feedback booklet. You can see there's some awesome feedback already. Great show, Johani. So interesting and full of information. Thanks so much, Daryl and I think it's Helen or Helena from Perth. Thank you very much for that, Daryl and Helena. I think it's Helena. There's other comments in here as well, but I looked here earlier and saw someone drew this big crocodile picture, which is cool, a big saltwater crocodile. Here's another. Amazing job, John. I'm assuming that's Johani because there's no John here. Thanks. So anyways, if you do come in here, leave a comment and leave us some feedback. That's where you come in the entrance, and this is the shop. And on the side here is basically a bit more of a shop, but also a museum. Bit of a museum of Malcolm Douglas's well, history, I guess. There's a photo of him, what he used to do. For those that don't know Malcolm Douglas, he used to be a bit of a wildlife warrior, but in those earlier days, he used to go out, you know, 60s, 70s, he used to go out in the Kimberleys here and other places actually, and catch crocodiles for the sake of helping communities and lowering the risk of problem crocodiles. So some really old stuff in here. It's got his old camping gear. There's a lot of stuff in this actual little structure here. This is one of the old cars you'll see on the Malcolm Douglas earlier videos. There's a copy of all his DVDs. I'm not sure if they're going to keep selling them, but there's heaps of DVDs that Malcolm Douglas made in the earlier days. 47 DVDs he made. How cool is that? This is old boots from all his adventures. But hey, you see, like what we do today as YouTubers, he did something similar, but more like documentary type version. Catching crocodiles, bit of bush tucker, how to live on country, how to get out of scenarios like bog situations and things like that. Introducing, you know, viewers to locals in certain places like out in Badi country, Aboriginal people in the desert, showing a bit of their hunting and stuff like that. We'll go for a bit more of a walk and have a look around. Here's a replica of a 5-meter crocodile. When I'm doing my tours, crocodile feeding tours, on behalf of Malcolm Douglas Crocodile Park, I do my tours in a way that teaches people about crocodile conservation and why they're in captivity here, so that people actually feel comfortable in seeing them in captivity. Because I understand that sometimes, seeing animals in captivity can be controversial, and not a lot of people agree with that. Emma's come in and set up the shop before we open up to the public. I think we got Dave Tapper. He's going to be the tour guide today. I've dressed and ready for a tour just in case it needs a hand, because sometimes you might get heaps of people, hey? And so sometimes you might do like 2 or 3 tours rather than just the one daily feeding tour. So here's the American alligator pen. There's one right there, sitting underneath that little bridge. Let's go in here. Have a look at these guys, hey? They're much more friendlier, hey? Oh, there's a couple cruising over here. He wants to say hello, doesn't he? So they're not silly. They know I don't have any food. They just come over to check if I had some food. There's 3 of them there. But these guys obviously not from around here. These guys from America, hey. These guys will grow up. The males will grow up to about 4 meters long. The female is about 2.5 meters long. They're pretty cool, but a lot more friendlier than the saltwater crocodiles. I reckon that's what makes them a bit cooler, because we can work with these guys a lot more relaxed. A couple more there. A lot doing the sunbaking over there. Another one coming over. But these guys are rescues too, hey? They were initially, like some of them anyways, were initially smuggled into the country. But Malcolm Douglas got his hands on them, but didn't get a license to breed them. So in here are about 17 or 18 males, and we'll let them have their little rest. All right, this guy here, his name is Red Baron. He's one of our big show crocs. He's He's about 5 meters long, or maybe just under. All right, so let's go in here and have a look, see if we can get him to react, see if we can get him to come a little bit closer. So this is his enclosure. It's a big enough enclosure for him. See how close I can get you. Come on, Baron. Come on. 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 Come on, boy. Hey, buddy. So that's Red Baron. Big salty. He's huge. He's a big monster. I don't know how old he is because he comes from the wild. You see how close he lets me with him. Come on. You probably noticed this new necklace I got. I do wear this on my tours and sometimes outside of the tours. But this tooth on this necklace had come from Red Baron, hey? This guy here, his name is Zooey. Zooey, come on! And Zooey's a pretty cool croc. He's only about 4 meters and a bit, so maybe 4.3, 4.4 meters, or somewhere around 4.5 meters. And this guy, he's a pretty lively, cool crocodile. He's got a twisted face, something to do with his aggression at an earlier stage of his life. Now this guy, his name is Bluey. This big Bluey, he's not going to come over, but I'll leave him in there. But that guy's got 2 girlfriends in there. So I'm not telling all the information about all these crocodiles, but if you want to hear more, or you want to learn more, you come down Malcolm Douglas Crocodile Park and jump on a daily feeding tour, or you can book on one of MABU BURU Tours 2-in-1 experiences, which is a cultural experience, along with a private crocodile feeding tour inside, similar to what we're doing, but a little bit more better, a little bit more exciting. And so because I work here as a crocodile feeding guide, I guess tour guide, a little bit of a crocodile handler, I get to do that 2-in-1 experience here under an arrangement with Valerie Douglas, who's Malcolm Douglas's wife. She's a really awesome person, very understanding, she's very respectful to Aboriginal culture. And so the idea of the 2-in-1 experience, she fully supported, and that's why I'm able to do that experience here. These guys are Australian freshwater crocodiles, eh? Much smaller. But these guys only grow up to about 3 meters long. So you see, like they're not big and powerful like the saltwater crocodiles, eh? These guys evolved for speed instead. And so they're faster, they can run faster. These guys can apparently run up to 17 kilometers an hour, swim up to 35 kilometers an hour. These guys are little slimmer snouts, can open and close 3 times in a second. I reckon they can go quite faster, but apparently they're recorded to do 3 times in a second. It's very, very fast. I'll get in here and show you a better picture. So we're inside the feed bay here. You can see these are some of their males here. So these guys obviously a bit more timid than the saltwater crocodiles, eh? Even more friendly than the American alligators. But if I go walking around in that enclosure, those guys will run away, jump in the water. Alright, so we'll leave them alone, let them rest, sunbake, whatever they're doing. We'll go for a stroll over here. So you guys, you come down to Malcolm Douglas Crocodile Park, you not only see saltwater crocodiles and freshwater crocodiles, but you will also see, oh there they are, oh they're facing each other in the corner over there, brown caimans. So there's one over there, there's one over there, and then there's a couple of these guys, which are the New Guinea crocodiles. So New Guinea crocodiles are very aggressive as well, but you see they're much smaller as well. There's a big salty. His name is Muddy. This is his wife, so Mrs. Muddy. He's a big crocodile. Muddy's very big. He's a pretty popular crocodile here. This guy's name is Rager. Rager's pretty awesome croc too. I think, you know, here at the Malcolm Douglas Crocodile Park, we've got the biggest big crocodile collection in Australia. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I think is a fact. I don't know. Oh, it's, his name is Nanga. Nanga's a pretty, he's a big crocodile. He's got a lot of energy. Nanga's always got a lot of energy, this guy. So that's the kind of action that's inside the feed bay. You know, when we do our crocodile feeding tours, we go inside these feed bays, which is through a gate, and there's another little fence there. But there's other crocodile parks, or you know, shows or whatever they're called, where people go run around inside the enclosure with the crocodile. That's not something you'd probably see us doing here, unless we're actually doing work inside the enclosure, you know. So we've got to tidy up. Oh, I bet you this guy over here. This guy's name is Bullet. Bullet! So he's a cool croc too. Hey buddy, hey buddy. Whoa! Splash mud everywhere. Okay, I don't want him to grab onto the fence or, you know, the wild. You've got mud all over me. This is the cooler, drier time of the year. They're normally just doing the sunbaking, like really relaxed time of the year. This one here, his name is Chomp. He's hiding in the water. Let's see if we can get him to come out, hey? Okay, let's lock him in there. We don't want him coming out. Here's Zagro and Mrs. Agro. That's Mrs. Agro. Woo! And that's Agro, the big male. So you notice to put the male and the female both together in these enclosures. So we pair them up. And that's about keeping them happy and comfortable and stress-free as well, hey? And so, because of the pairing up, they also breed. And so you can see this sand pile here next to this tree is actually a nest. It's an old nest from last season. They use a bit of the grass, oh sorry, the leaves and vegetation, whatever else is inside there, and the pindan to build this big sand pile, which is where they lay their eggs inside there, hey? And so these guys lay about 60 eggs, I think. This is Shy and Mrs. Shy. You know, Shy, he's got a missing leg there, at the back right. He's also got a missing eye, and that's how he's coming from the wild, hey? This guy was caught in Darwin Harbour. So he's a bit of a pirate, missing eye, missing leg. They call him Shy because he was hard to catch. Well, they didn't really see much of him before they actually caught him, I think. Something like that. This is Charger. We call him Charger because he's always full of energy, hey? There's Dave coming to set up for his tour. He's got all the food on the back. I think we've got fish and chicken frames today. Alright, here's a guy I wanted to show you as well. This guy we've named, what have we named him? Quasi. We've named him Quasi, short for Quasimodo. You can call him Quasimodo. And the reason why is because, I don't know if anybody remembers the old movie called Hunchback of Notre Dame. You can see he's got a bit of a hunchback going on. And so that hunchback, he was called Scully before and Hunchy before because of that hunchback he has. But we thought we'd change it to Quasi, which is a little bit more appropriate. And this guy, he was caught from the wild, or caught out of the wild, with his jaw, his back in that state, with that hunchback. And so something that happens in the wild, not just only in captivity. Crocodiles are sometimes born with deformities, eh? We thought we'd leave him on show, or put him on show, to show people that this is something that happens. There you go, you can see a little bit better in this angle. Alright, now this guy, his name is Happy. He's a handsome bugger. He's got some extra fencing happening in this corner. Now Happy is a special kind of crocodile. This guy, all these different crocodiles have different behaviors, hey? You got to be here for a while to notice these different behaviors and know your limits of what you can and can't do, hey? You're always on, you know, ready in case the behaviors are different on the day, which you don't always know what's going to happen. But so it goes through a special kind of training to work with these guys so that we're aware of all these different sort of behaviors and how fast they move and what they'll try and do or what their abilities are, hey? And so this guy, his name is Happy, and Happy is one that likes to play dead. No matter how close you get next to him, he won't move, hey? And so he's a tricky one, like when you're dangling food, I mean, during a feeding tour. And so I'm not sure if he's going to do that today with my hat dangling there. See that? It's not moving at all. And so he's playing dead until we actually throw the food at him, or like, sorry, at his mouth for him to eat. He doesn't give himself away. He always plays dead. And so that's actually based on that. What do I want to see how close I can get you? There's Happy playing dead. If you have a look at his eye, let me see if I can get you a little bit closer to his eye. You have a look at his eye actually fills his whole socket. And so while playing dead, his eye doesn't move around like ours. You know, pupil moves around, you can give ourselves away that we're looking to the left or looking to the right. Well, he doesn't do that because it fills the whole socket. And so he can actually track multiple prey, not just one, while it's moving around him, eh? And when it gets close enough, because it's really actually thinks that he's dead, it chomps to the side and well, then it's dead. Like the crocodile was pretending to be. Why don't I show you that he's not dead? Ooh, see? So we got a crocodile just over here. I can't show you because he's right down the back of his enclosure. But that guy's about 80 years old. Valerie Douglas, Malcolm Douglas know his exact age. And so, but he's not the oldest crocodile in captivity today or in Australia, hey? The oldest one, his name is Cassius, and that guy lives in captivity, I think it's Green Island, just off Cairns. And that guy is 112. 112. He's got the record of any living crocodile in captivity, the oldest crocodile. But that guy also holds the record of the largest crocodile in captivity today, saltwater crocodile. And that guy is just under 5.5 meters long. He's 5 meters and 48 centimeters long, and that's with about 15 centimeters missing off his tail, okay? Right, this one here, his name, well, he seems to be hiding. I reckon he's in the water. But this guy's name is Shorty. And Shorty is actually, there he's moving around the water. Can you see the water moving? Shorty is actually, he was a little bully. See the water moving? Shorty used to be a little bully in Long Lake. So he can hear me even though he's in the water. He can feel my vibrations while I'm moving around, walking around on the outside of his enclosure. And so that's why he's making his way over. See him coming closer and closer. See that coconut? There's coconuts floating there because there's a coconut tree in there. But he's giving himself away by knocking them around. But this guy, they call him Shorty because he was a small bully, eh? I'm going to keep that. There he is. And so you can see he's a smaller crocodile, but yet he was a bully. And that's why he was captured and relocated into his own pen. Because, you know, this park and other parks, they're not about having crocodile fighting shows. This guy, you know, looking for trouble with other crocodiles, could have got himself hurt, and he's trying to hurt other crocodiles, and that's why they've been captured and relocated. And that's why he's in this enclosure by himself. Oh no, sorry, he's got a partner in there. He's got a Mrs. Shorty. Shorty's got a Shorty. There's another bully over here. I'll show you quickly. There's a nice, beautiful enclosure here. It's a nice, like it's a single pen. Nice big lake. Nice big, nice big gum tree thingy happening there. Now this guy, not sure where he is exactly, and I hope he's not in there. You can see there, the feed bay goes in a straight line down. And so if he's in there, it's a bit of a problem because he can come on my side. I reckon he's not. Let's have a look around for him. Anyways, this guy here, his name is Bruiser. And Bruiser was a problem crocodile inside Main Lake. Main Lake is, oh, there's some bubbles coming, so I can see him coming. There's bubbles coming. So here's a bully inside Main Lake. And so any of the bullies inside these big lakes will get captured and relocated because you don't want them hurting themselves or any other crocodile. And so he's not a small bully like Shorty, and so this guy is actually a big boy. And he was captured in Main Lake and relocated. Main Lake has about 70 crocodiles in there, 35 males, 35 females. And so this guy had to get relocated because he was hurting other crocodiles. We actually tried to capture a different bully crocodile, but ended up with him instead. But this guy was also a bully. Here he comes. See that water moving? Come on! Come on! Come on! Here he comes. Come on! Come on! There he is. You can see me now. Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! So that's bully. So he was a bully as well, so he was captured and relocated because of it. So he was, I better back off. I don't want to upset him. Anyway, so that's why he was captured and relocated into this beautiful enclosure. It's such a nice enclosure. He's so lucky. So there's so many more crocodiles we can walk around and show you. Actually, let's go and see Gus. I like seeing Gus. Gus is a nice big boy. I'll show you Gus quickly. This big fella, his name is Sarge. We don't have a feed bay in there for him yet. After we just moved a big wild crocodile like him, we don't have a feed bay in there straight away because we don't want people going in there trying to feed him. Because he's a little bit more, when they come from the wild, they come with that whole territorial and high level of aggression, hey? You don't want to go inside a feed bay even though you're behind a fence with some of these guys when they come from the wild. Very dangerous. Alright, so that's Sarge. This guy over here, this is Rollover. His name is Rollover because when Malcolm Douglas caught him, he had to go across the big long marsh to get to where this guy was living. And when Malcolm caught him, they put him onto the dinghy and dragged that dinghy with the quad across that marsh stretch. And while he was in the dinghy getting dragged across the mud, he actually rolled over and flipped over the whole dinghy and everything. And that's why his name is Rollover. This guy here, his name is Rogue. This row that we're walking on today, this row is on tour today, so he's ready to have a feed. So he's hungry. When I say his tour is on today and he's hungry, I'm not saying, it doesn't mean that we're starving them so we can have a decent show. These guys put on a decent show, even when they're full, hey? Just looking at them and learning more about them makes the actual show. These guys can go over a year without food if they want to, hey? Oh, here's no name. We need to give him a name. Hey buddy, come on. Come on. He just did a big spin around on me. And so anyways, they can go a long time without food, but we're feeding these guys here. We've got 5 different rows and we're coming down and doing a feed every day. We're rotating between the rows, hey? And so they're fed once every 5 days basically, but it's just the amount, or like what's the portion we feed them on the day. Depends on the crocodile, because sometimes some are like more energetic or more hungrier, more active, maybe right word, than others. And so the ones that are less active, we'll maybe give them 1 piece on the 5-day routine, or 2. Definitely during the warmer time of the year when they're very active, we'll give them like 3, 2, or even 4, depending on the individual, hey? So we've got to get to know the crocs when we're doing the feeding, so we can understand what sort of feeding portion they require. Now this guy here, his name is Gus. This is the one I wanted to come and show you. He's a big crocodile. He's a big crocodile. You might have seen on some of the old videos that I've posted. And this guy's got a massive head, but he's a really big crocodile who I really, really enjoy coming to visit. His partner, her name is Mrs. Gus. Probably not a name she'd like, but I'm sure she doesn't mind. She doesn't know. What she doesn't know doesn't hurt her. So this one just across the aisle from Gus's enclosure, this is the big, we call Main Lake. And the reason why is because this was the first big lake that was ever built here, I think. And so it was the main lake back then. You see there's a couple of big crocs hanging around. And a couple of birds. One standing on a stick way over there, it's a bit crazy. Right, we'll make our way back. I'm going to get some baby crocodiles and give out to some people to have a hold, to have visitors at the park here. And so if you come and visit Malcolm Douglas Crocodile Park, sometimes, most days, you'll also get to have a hold of a baby crocodile. This is a jumping crocodile. This is a jumping croc enclosure. See, there's the, whatever you call it. Nice lake again. Nice enclosure with a nice big pond. Some nice trees around. And plenty of space around the outside with plenty of shade, plenty of sun, which is what they need when they have these enclosures, because they need to be able to regulate their own body temperature. Hey? They need water that's deep enough to be able to cool off when it's too hot. They need enough shade, and they need enough sun to, again, adjust their temperatures throughout the day with their sunbaking and chilling out in the shade. This guy's name is Rocket. He used to be named Zeke in town. They changed him to Rocket because he's a jumping crocodile here today. There's another beautiful pen enclosure. There's a female. This is Mrs. Humbug. Humbug's in there somewhere. I think it's Humbug. And this one here, it's called Pelican Lake. Oh, look at that. They're all looking pretty dusty because they're out on land. But this one's called Pelican Lake because in the earlier days, this lake used to have pelicans. But then it used to be a bird lake, I think. But then they changed it and now it's got saltwater crocodiles in here. Again, another nice, beautiful enclosure. See these dragon trees, bamboo, nice big beautiful gum trees right next to the big beautiful lake. Plenty in there just doing the sunbaking. You notice the water in here, it's not like other parks. other parks where you've seen, you know, like beautiful crystal clear water. It's actually not, I mean, I'm not having a dig at other parks. Crocodiles feel safer and more comfortable inside that murky water, hey? They can be invisible inside there. And so with people moving around, other crocodiles around in other enclosures and things like that, they prefer to be in that murky water. Keeping it as natural as it can be, I guess. You know, with the native trees, the ponds staying murky. We've got water flushing through. It's not like still stagnant water the whole time. The water is changing. So it's for the best interest of their comfort, hey? And also, you know, people come here and they see just how beautiful it is seeing a crocodile in this type of enclosure rather than in a fully man-made setup, hey? So a lot of these freshwater crocodiles actually been rescued from the wild, hey, and brought into here. The one I just showed you, it's got a split bottom jaw, hey? That guy was found like that in the wild, in that state with a split bottom jaw and, you know, trimmed off, not as long as it's supposed to be. He's going to struggle to survive, and so that's why that guy's been captured and relocated in here, so he can actually survive in here. This is about the rest of his life in this enclosure. Beautiful enclosure again. That guy there. That guy there in the middle, missing the tip of his top jaw. Again, in that state in the wild, he wouldn't last very long. You know, struggling to capture food on the run. So that's why he's been captured and relocated in here. The rest of them basically been captured and relocated in here from the wild because they were found somewhere in a lake or a river that was drying up, or had actually dried right up. And so they're all rescued. All these animals in this park are all rescues, hey? The freshwater crocodiles, saltwater crocodiles, American alligators, and these other ones over here. All rescues. You come in on the tour and you learn a bit more about that. I won't give all the information here because it's not a virtual tour. I just wanted to show you a bit around the park, what you can see if you do come and visit us. I'll show you a couple more things. Over here we've got black cockatoo. Here it comes. So Buddy's a big black cockatoo, red-tailed black cockatoo. And his girlfriend in here, her name is Goldie. That's her there. And so these guys, you know, handwritten by Malcolm Douglas. Beautiful red tail. Alright, we'll leave them alone. Maybe I'll come back with some almonds. Now over here, got an emu. Bush chook. crouching right down. Oh, he just decided to sit down. Hey buddy, what are you sitting down for? So there's a lot more emus here, but this is the only one that's on show. Hey, why does it look like he's laying an egg? Or she? I don't know if it's a male or female. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, maybe he's just enjoying the cool ground. It's had the sprinkler on. You can see this is sprinkler's been spraying here. Alright, we'll leave him alone. Over here is a big replica of the ancient species, about 15 meters long, hey? Woo! People always ask about this enclosure when we're walking like way over there, walking past. They go, is that a real crocodile over there? I always tell them no, I wouldn't work here if they had a 15-meter crocodile. We'll head over here and I'll show you some baby crocodiles, which are handed out to people like I explained earlier. And Dave's on tour today. If there's only one tour today and they don't need my help, I might just join his tour and show you a bit of the feeding stuff that he does, or that we do during the feeding tour, so you get a bit more of an idea of what you get to see in person. It's much better in person. Don't just watch this and think that that's it. It's much better when you come down. Right, some of the animals around, dingoes, birds, but like I said, I won't show you everything. When they're in the water, they're nice and active because they're nice and warm, but these guys have been sunbaking today, so they should be nice and calm in theory, yeah? And so because they're nice and calm, we should be able to just do this. But it doesn't mean they're going to stay calm. And so this is a big one of the bigger ones that we'd hand out for people to have a hold. And so this is a little saltwater crocodile. These guys are about 1.5 years, give or take a couple of months. And these are the ones we would wrap up the mouth with this lucky band here, see with the tail, around the mouth so people can have a hold, and then afterwards you put them back. But these are the only ones you're allowed to touch if you do come here. Alright, I'll get these ready for Dave's tour. Might be pretty small, but they still put out a pretty good bite, hey? When they bite, they're obviously not biting to kill you or anything like that. They're just biting you to tell you to let go. And that's it. And so little kids can have a hold of that safely now. We're actually not worried about these guys getting hurt. Sorry, the other way around. We're actually not worried about these guys hurting the kids. We're worried about these guys getting hurt because they're so small. So we're very particular about how we allow people to have a hold of them. Sometimes smaller kids don't like to hold the bigger hatchlings, and so we like to sometimes get some of these smaller ones, like this guy here. And so a lot smaller for the little kids, little toddlers, to have a hold of, and the adults that are scared of the bigger ones. But we like to get those little, much bigger hatchlings for the fellas too, because sometimes it doesn't look manly holding a small crocodile like this one. When we're putting the thingy on, we're making sure we're not ripping his teeth or rubbing his nose or anything like that. This is one of the other big ones. You see, this one's got a different colour. The other one had black and yellow. This one here's got brown and black. There is a theory that there's 2 different saltwater crocodile species. I won't get into that because I have no idea. Leave that to the experts. Alright, so these guys, you can see it looks a bit tight, but they're not in here for very long. It's just very temporary. Whoa.
I know.
Some chicken frames, some fish in there. Oh, there's a big fish there. These guys are going to love it. So now it's about 2:30. These guys know around 3 o'clock. How do they know it's 3 o'clock? I don't know. But when they know, there's heaps of people coming around, it's nice and warm. Heaps of people walking around the edge of the fencing here, and they start hearing Dave's voice or my voice and start coming over, getting ready for the feeding. They're an ambush predator, so they remember the patterns of people hanging around, particular voices, particular outfits. See me wearing my khaki and the shirt and the big hat and my voice. These guys remember all that, and so they know it's feed time. Right, this is Alex. Alex, one of our backup tour guides. He works for Rooming Around now, but he used to work here before, and he still helps out. because he's still an awesome guy. Awesome.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best.
But I'll just quickly, Emma's here as well, working at the shop. But I'm going to stick my nose out here now to show you. Dave's starting a tour and see how many people there are today. And I'll just show you that quickly.
And of course with the split group, everyone gets to see a little bit better at each laneway. So plenty of crocodiles to see. We're going to give you heaps of information. Let me remind you, crocodiles can jump, and anything that dangles in their enclosure, some nice little chunky bits of chicken. I'll throw a few bits around. As I said, we do have quite a lot of crocodiles in here. Originally we made 17 crocodiles in here. The majority of them at the time were males. We do have some females in here. You can pick the females because they're the ones that are actually smaller. So if I do see, I think that's a female right there. You can see the size difference. It knows this is where they're going to get fed. So they will share this space a little bit better. We've got some nice big chunky bits of fish here today. So as I said, we've got about 70 crocodiles in here. You're looking in there and you can't see 70 crocs. You're just not going to see 70 crocs, folks. They're not. Sort of creature. Crocodiles being reptiles.
Whoa, oh.
Catch. What do you say about that? That's awesome. That's the stuff we love to see every day, folks. That never gets old for us. How's it go? You've got one. Alright, who do you think's missed out, kids? What do you reckon? That one right there. There we go. Can anyone see that one in the water there, just behind that one with the... He's missing the hand? What do you reckon we give it to him? With them being able to survive in a cool house or process their food. So, leading up to those winter months, they'll eat as much as they can. Put on a bit of a fat source. That of course is going to insulate the body, get the cold during those winter months. Now when it gets really cold in those slightly northern states in North America, what the alligators will do is get into the stream, lock their heads into that ice. So they're very confident in still a healthy alligator. Then lagoon's up and you're going to get a feed. Come on. Big fella teasing you. Come on. Now of course, when that freezes over and locks their head into the ice, they're able to continue to breathe. They slow their metabolism down. They'll actually slow. Doesn't really get quite nice. So it's still really feeling terribly threatened by it. So if there's an opportunity, they will take it. Sorry, bud, that's bad. Attention. So you see these two here, a bit smaller than the big fella right in front of me. They're females. Now we're getting down to the big bits. Oh, sorry. Oh, they split in half. Oh, sharing is caring. Hey? Not often they share with the ladies, I tell you. That bit. So you see when they go to grab the food.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. I just wanted to show you around the park a little bit. I stopped showing the rest of Dave's tour just because I started to do my own tour. Me and Dave had split up that big group that we had so that it was a more manageable size, more decent size for people to enjoy rather than having like overcrowding happening. Anyway, so I just wanted to wrap it up now. I hope you enjoyed looking around the park a little bit, checking out some of my favorite crocodiles. We're not allowed to have favorite crocodiles. But look, if you come and do a tour, you can come and see a lot more. And hear a lot more as well, learn a lot more about crocodiles and crocodile safety. But I think that's it for now. I'll try and do a bit. I find that I don't really do much crocodile, related videos, but I'll try and do a few more as we go. Just keep you in touch. There is a project that I have going on in the background, and I'll keep you updated with that, and make sure you're following me if you want to see what that crocodile related project is. The reason why you're up on this angle is because I wanted to show you Red Baron. Red Baron's a big boy. I did show you earlier Red Baron, but he's nice and resting now. These nice big jaw muscles, nice and fat. He's a big boy that you can come and see at Malcolm Douglas Crocodile Park. Alright, see you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, please like and share. Yeah, that's it. Thanks guys, bye. Alright, just before we wrap it up, remember I mentioned Buddy and Goldie, they'll do a trick for a treat. I also mentioned that I'll come back. Emma's got a treat. Every time I talk, he wants to talk, so I'll just stop talking.
Come on. Come on. Show me your wings. Woo, pretty boy, girl. Good boy. Yeah, good girl. Well done. Woo.
Alright, that's it. That's a wrap. See you later, guys.